What's up, leaders? Scott Matthew here from Nix Your Limits, and I am super excited to jump into this training. Man, we're coming at you regularly, weekly here. So wherever you are, we're coming at you with weekly training to help you succeed as a student, to be able to prepare for college, to catapult your career, and help you learn to lead the way that you were meant to be, that you are meant to be, because you have it in you. We're just trying to get you the results that you want, because the principles that we're talking about will help you achieve greatness in anything you're seeking out to do. So I'm super excited to delve into today's training. So much of the questions that I get in social media, which I love getting in the DMs and in the comments of different posts on social media like Instagram. I love rocking it out with you guys and answering questions and that kind of thing. But a lot of the questions usually circle around like time management and how to like get things done. Like, how can I be more productive? How can I be, how can I use my time wisely while I'm a student? How can I make the most of it? And so that's something that I want to express today and to share with you. And, stay to the end. I'm going to share a link that you'll be able to access a worksheet that I've used, found successful with students, a daily planning worksheet to help you get it done. Because that's what it's about, is helping you get these results. So the first thing that I want to cover in terms of time management, because we're just going to jump right into this. The first thing that you need to understand is that time is like water, okay? And the visual that I want to give for you with that is, if you were to, pour water out of a jug or out of the faucet, right? You turn on the tap. Water will take the shape of whatever you pour it into. Right? So like if you have like a tall cup, a tall glass, okay, you fill water, it's going to fill up that space. Maybe you have like a big, like one of those big baking dishes, that you got baked mac and cheese coming out of or something like that. And you pour water in that, the water is going to fill that space. It might, it'll go wider and cover up all of the bottom and then build up. And so how that relates, of like, why are we talking about this, Scott? How that relates is that the amount of like time will fit in the vessel that you put it in. Time will fit in the structure that you put it in. And so that is 100% true for the tasks that you have, the assignments that you're trying to do, the responsibilities that you have. It'll take you as long as you say that you're going to set aside for it. And that's just kind of the honest truth. Like, you think of those projects, of like those big projects that your teacher is giving you like 3 weeks to do. Okay, you have 3 weeks to do it. So when do most people usually put in all the work for those projects? The like last couple of days, right? Because they let their dish, right, that they poured that time into, that water into, be this huge baking sheet of 3 weeks, long. And so it took that long to do the project. And so that's that piece where we have to be able to understand. That's that piece where you have to understand that you need to give yourself more structure. And that doesn't mean, like, that's not the kind of structure that we should steer away from and say like, oh man, I don't want any of that. I don't want that structure. That's that kind of structure that gives you more freedom to do more. Because what's preferable? Taking 3 weeks to work on a project, or taking maybe 5 or 6 hours, maybe broken up a couple of times, but 5 or 6 hours that are dedicated to that project, and then getting it done in that time period. Okay. And it's just by doing it in that like 5 to 6 hours, because that's really how long it takes you, but you just let it span over 3 weeks long. By giving it that set time, then all of a sudden you have all this free time for other stuff. So, time is like water, and we have to respect that so that you can be able to get more done. Now, the next piece that we have to understand before we delve into this worksheet is that there is a difference. And so many people don't understand this. There is a difference between time management and task management. There's a difference, 100% clear difference, that you can be good at one and not good at the other. And being good at one doesn't automatically make you better at the other. And that's the difference that you need to take, is that being good at one is not going to help you be good at the other. It just doesn't work that way. It's not fluid that way, where being good at task management, okay, so task management, let's define these. Task management is all about you being able to know what projects are on your plate right now. like what projects are happening. You're organized with your assignments. Like somebody that's good at task management knows when all their assignments are due. They know what projects are on their plate. They know the due dates. They know the checkpoints. They know, what they're held accountable for and that kind of thing. But that doesn't always mean that the execution comes into play. What they lack is time management. I know plenty of students that like, I'm so organized with classes, I just still don't get it done for some reason. Like they know exactly when their classes are. They know exactly what assignments are coming, what projects are coming. It's not that they don't know how to do it. They know exactly, like they have it all laid out, but they don't follow through. They don't execute it. And that the chasm there, the breakdown is that they don't utilize their time. They're not managing their time to get the tasks done. It's great to have all your ducks in a row and that pretty planner or that to-do list or the sticky notes or whatever it is that you use to manage all of your tasks, but that does not mean you're going to get it done. So we have to take the other side of that where we know our time and we use our time wisely. All the successful people in the world, all those billionaires and millionaires that you think of, they look at their time as their number one resource. And again, that means people that have millions of dollars in the bank or in assets or whatever, however you want to look at that, or the people that are just wickedly successful. They are that way because they look at time as more important than money, more important than anything. Their time is most important. And so you have to be able to manage your time. You have to be able to do that because that's going to help you actually get it done. It's one thing to have all your assignments written down and ironed out and looked at that way. It's another to structure your time so that you actually follow through and do it. Okay, so that's where we're going to jump into. So that's, where we're at is all about setting expectations for yourself, setting targets for yourself. The other visual that I like to share in this case is like shooting a bow, right? So that might be the only experience you have with that is watching what's her name, Katniss Everdeen on Hunger Games, Robin Hood, or maybe you've shot a bow before. I grew up doing that kind of stuff, but it's not very fun just shooting a bow and not aiming at anything. And neither is life. Like you're not going to get very far unless you're actually aiming for something, or you're not going to feel very fulfilled. You're not going to feel confident. You're not going to feel like you are using your time wisely unless you are aiming for something. And I want that to sink in, that you've got to give yourself targets so that you can measure your progress. You can't measure progress unless you know where you're trying to go, right? Think about like if you're trying to go on a trip, you're trying to go on a vacation, you got maps, right? Like you see yourself getting closer to the goal, and so then you feel that progress. But if you never could see that and you're just wandering and you don't know where you're headed, then like you can easily feel frustrated. What am I doing? So many students can feel like that in school, where if you don't have that target, you don't have that reason, then you feel like you're just wandering through a cornfield, right? And that can be super frustrating because you're like, hey, I own my time. Like I want my time to be used for good things. What am I doing here? Why am I just wandering around? Well, let's set targets for yourself, right? And the same thing is true with daily planning. If you set daily targets, then you will never feel like you are just wasting your time. You'll never feel like you are just doing nothing, okay? That everything will have a purpose. And so let's jump into this worksheet. The link will be below. I'm going to post that so that you can be able to access this. This is just a free worksheet that if you use, I know is going to help you. Okay, I know it. I've seen success for me, and I can see success for you. So let me just pull up this worksheet here, and we will make it happen. So here is our worksheet, okay? So here's what we got, the daily planning worksheet provided by Nix Your Limits. Okay, so here's where we're gonna go with this to help kind of this breakdown of this worksheet. So it's got a few different sections, but if you use this, I promise you it's gonna help you not only be good at task management, but also time management. And remember, you gotta be good at both. You have to be mindful of both if you're going to get the success and the results that you want, okay? So right off the bat, in this is something you can do in the morning, like first thing in the morning or maybe the night before. But the first thing in the morning, I identify like, give me a message for myself, like something that I just want to give as a message to me. What's today's message? Okay, write that down. So often as I look at like previous pages, that I've done for that, I've been like, man, today is going to be wicked crazy. Like there's so much going on. So my message to myself is just going to be like calm execution. Like just be calm and get it done. Like breathe through it and get it done. So I said that. Sometimes I've said, stay true to your passion, because I knew like I was going to have some pieces where I was super excited about like getting stuff done, but then I knew that things were going to come up and like pull me away, or that's just something I needed, was to refocus. So I said, man, stay true to your passion. So just writing down a quick message, like that can be a little quote to yourself. That can just be like a one word, like present, like I want to be present, or like kind, like that can be a million things, but set a target for yourself, right? That's the importance. If you're going to shoot this arrow of today, today being the arrow, where are you headed? Okay. What are you trying to accomplish? So identify that, today's message. Okay. Now the first thing that I want you to do is on the schedule side of this worksheet, write down any time that you know is already committed to anything. Okay. Where do you have to be and when? So maybe that's class because you got school. Maybe that's a club meeting. Maybe that's a work shift. Maybe that's family dinner. Maybe that's practice for some sports team, right? It could be a bunch of things. But put down the non-negotiables, the things that you have to be at, so that you can see that on paper. Some days that's going to be more crazy than others, right? You think about a weekend, you might not have a lot going on the weekend, whereas like a Tuesday might be really crazy because you have like chapter meetings for your CTSO, or, a lot of classes that day and a work shift, like who knows? So write that out first. Okay, the next thing is to shift over and look at the to-do list. What are the must do projects? What things do you have to get done today? That might be relative to where you have to be and when, right? If you have your math class at 10 a.m., then you know that there's an assignment due for that class. Hopefully you've already done it, right? But you might need to still get that done that morning. So write that down, right? Like write down the things that have to get done today. Okay, the things that have to get done. If everything that needs to be done today is done, then you take a peek at tomorrow, or the next few days, or even next week, of like what needs to get done today based on everything else that's going on. So identify things in your to-do list. That needs to be specific, right? That needs to be specific. And that's not a space for you to write down 500 things, okay? I want you to be more intentional about the to-do items, to narrow it down to the things that really matter. Not just anything you can think of that you could do, but the things that really matter, the things that are going to truly bring you the results that you need. That's what you need to focus on making happen. Okay. The next thing, so now you can see, wow, like here's my schedule for the day. Here's the major keys that I need to take care of today. So now what do you need to look out for? Okay. What's something that like could trip you up today? What's something that could knock you off your game, or something that you want to nix? What's a limit you need to nix? That could be like, I need to look out for, hey, like just put the phone down when you're studying, right? Or maybe that's like, don't you be on my phone during math class. Like I really got to pay attention in chemistry today. So I just got to make sure I'm distraction free there. Maybe that's like, bring that textbook to lunch so you can do that reading before your afternoon class. Okay. I don't know. But look out for what, okay? Give yourself something. A lot of times I've said, for me, I've been like, man, my schedule is like wide open today. So I got to look out for just like letting the day get away from me. I need to put in things on my schedule for my benefit, okay? So that's the next thing, is like, look at your schedule again. And now there's all these empty lines, right? Some days might have more, some days might have less. There's all these empty lines. So what can you do during that time? Be intentional about it. That might literally be you write in a nap, and that's okay. If that's something that you see that as a priority that day, that you need to get a nap in, go for it. But be intentional about it. That might be just hanging out with friends, with a line that goes down a couple lines. Maybe family time, right? There could be a variety of different options that you could put that, but line it out. Make every half hour accounted for. Okay, what are you going to do and when? How are you going to get it done? That can be extra work sessions for like things that are due tomorrow, right? Like math homework, English homework. Work on that research paper that you need to do. Sorry, there's like a vacuum going on outside. Try to be super just transparent with you guys and real. So I don't like editing out this stuff and that kind of thing. This needs to be true, raw, for your benefit. So hopefully this vacuum isn't too loud for you guys. maybe you can't even hear it, and you're just gonna be like, what the heck, Scott, get it together. But anyway, coming back to it, your schedule is yours. Okay, so outline time for you to work on those things that you know are coming, or to fit in the social time that you know you need. Maybe the last couple of days have been super intense, so put in some extra break time, put in some extra time to find a friend to run to Starbucks or to go get a soda or whatever it is that you like to do. Okay, but fit it in and be accountable for your time. Don't let time just wander away without having a target. Okay, and like I said, that doesn't have to always be super intense. Okay, so don't get too dramatic on me and think that you have to be crazy, work, nose to the grindstone all day long. That's not realistic, right? Some days that might look like it, but normally on the average day, it should not look like that. You should balance in some extra time that way. Okay, so you look at that, you plug in so that your whole day is going to be accounted for. All right, now the last couple of options, seek clarity for yourself. Okay, so maybe there's some things that you need to follow up with. Maybe there's an assignment that you need to ask a teacher some questions about. Maybe your family has said that you've got some stuff planned for the weekend, but you're not sure on the exact schedule, and you're trying to know if you have some time on Saturday to like work on that project. Maybe you're trying to clarify your work schedule. Maybe you're trying to get with a group project. Like, where can you seek clarity to get more information to help you be successful? So many people don't do that, like take time to identify some of those things. And that's where so many things fall through the cracks, guys. Like, this is small stuff that has huge impacts for you. So seek clarity. What can you do to seek clarity? And then the last one is just tasks for tomorrow. Take a glance at tomorrow and identify some of those things, like where do you need to be and when tomorrow, so you can see, oh shoot, I have that assignment that I got to finish for tomorrow. I need to find time to do that today. So you go back to your schedule. Where can I fit this in? And then you make it happen for yourself. Okay. This is so important for you to do. And that's kind of that worksheet. Let me come back. So there it is for you. Okay. The daily planning worksheet, that if you work through these steps every day, if you take time to make time for yourself, you will get done what you need to get done. You won't just be a good task manager where you have all your tasks lined out. You won't just be a good time management person where you have your schedule laid out, but you will be getting things done. Because the last piece, you can write out an awesome daily plan. That still won't get you any results. That still won't get you any further in what you're trying to achieve. Where that last step comes in is you putting in the work. Putting in the work. You got to actually execute. You have to hold yourself accountable. This was your plan, made by you. This is what you know is going to help you be successful. So go get it done. No excuses, just results. No more talk, no more planning, just doing. And that's going to help you get it done. That's going to help you make it happen for yourself. That's going to help you get the results that you want and nix your limits. All right. Thank you so much for joining in. Make sure you download this worksheet, and please, please, please let me know what results you find. Let me know what results you want, and then your progress towards it. I'd love to help. Let's shoot in the DMs on Instagram, on Snapchat. Let me know how I can help, and we'll make this happen together. I got your back. Yeah, I've got your back. Let's jump into some more opportunities for you to execute and get more of the results that you want. So please drop a comment. Let me know what takeaways you had from this episode, from this training, and we can continue working together to make progress for you and give you the results that you want. All right? Take it easy. We'll see you next time. Get out there and nix your limits.